Ever since I started rock hounding, I realized when you find rocks, they are not always pretty. And unfortunately, because some of these rocks have had muck and gunk on them for probably years, it's near impossible to just scrub it off with some soap and water. So over the years on this channel, I've tried out lots of different cleaning methods for my rocks. But there are two products that I've yet to try, which is muric acid and Iron Out. Now I've used the spray Iron Out before, but the powdered Iron Out kind of scares me a little bit because, I don't know, it's like all chemically, and the muric acid literally comes with like these thick rubber gloves. I also am going to be trying out CLR, which is like calcium, lime, and rust remover. I also want to see which rocks this is going to work well for, and if there are any rocks that it will destroy or ruin, so that I can experiment with my rocks before you have to experiment with yours. So we have lots and lots and lots and lots of rocks to clean. I have geodes. I also have this nice little agate cluster here that is super full of iron, I think. And this rock I tried to clean in this video with a steam cleaner, and it really didn't work that well. So I'm hoping that we can get something out of it with our methods today. This little crystal, this bottom part here is kind of like a jaspery basalt, and then we've got some crystals here that I'm hoping to get clean. Nice big piece of milky quartz, and then just various other rocks that I want to try to see if I can bring out some more details in them. Now these are a special gift from the Rogue Rock Hound. I opened them in this video, and it's a bunch of different sunstones. These ones are like the really nice ones, and then once it gets warmer, use these rocks to do a rock cleaning test. Citric acid vinegar. I'm not gonna do that, okay? We're gonna do a test, but with other stuff, okay? But thank you, older Ariel. Nope, actually, would that be younger? Yeah, it'd be younger. Past Ariel. Here are some more. Look at all those, and they're super dirty, so I'm hoping to get some good cleaning with that. And then of course, this big old thing of agates. Okay, for our CLR, it tells us to mix 50-50 and then only leave it on for 2 minutes. Now that's to like clean things, so we'll start with that. And if I'm not seeing any progress, then maybe we will leave the rock soaking a little bit longer. And it does recommend some gloves, so I'm gonna use these ones that came with the muric acid because they seem pretty thick. Here are all the rocks that we're gonna try in the CLR. I did some random ones from our to be cleaned container. And these are little sunstones, and then these are just kind of a handful of agates that I took out the top. So this one, for example, has a lot of limonite staining, so I'm excited to see kind of how that turns out. So I am really excited to see how clean this is gonna get them. I have a lot of caked on dirt and just other stuff, like I'm pretty sure that's calcite. And yeah, let's throw them in and get it started. First we'll add our water, and next our CLR. I did shake it up a little bit because it's kind of been sitting in my cleaning supply cabinet for a long time. And we're just gonna try to eyeball 50%. Also, for some reason, I did not expect this to be like lime green. So let's get our rocks in here now. I wonder if it's like, is it gonna bubble or anything? No, I don't see anything happening. Well, I'm really excited about this one. I just feel like it should bubble. Is it bubbling? Oh my gosh. What is happening? Oh wow, that's like so satisfying. Dude, it is literally just flaking away. Okay, wow. Okay, that was really cool. Let's do this one. I wonder if this will do anything. Wow, I cannot believe that did that. Sorry, I'm just still enthralled. Okay, next one. This is gonna do anything. Oh, this one's doing it a little bit, I think, unless that's for the other stuff. Wow, that's crazy. I did not expect it to work that fast. Okay, I'll get the rest in and we'll check them in 2 minutes. It's been about 5 minutes, but I do still see that one right there is kind of still bubbling a little bit. So I think I'm gonna let them sit a little bit longer. I just kind of agitated them a bit, and we'll see. I am really excited to see that one. So it's been about 15 minutes. That one there is still kind of eating away at that calcite, so I might leave that one a little bit longer, but I think we're gonna take the rest of the rocks out. Also, if you're not saving every plastic container that you ever get, you're just doing it wrong. Look at all these opportunities for use. Okay, so I'm gonna pour this liquid out first. Ooh, look at that. You can already see a difference on there. I'm gonna keep that one going though because it wasn't quite done bubbling. So I'm gonna dump these remaining rocks into this old strain. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Into this old strainer that I have, because when I'm rinsing the rocks, I just don't want to get all that CLR all over the place. I forgot to hit record when I was cleaning all these, but I did clean them all off, and I rinsed them off really well and even used a little toothbrush. Now, these are obviously going to look a lot better right now because they are wet, but look at that one. Dude, that is like a different rock. That is so cool. Okay, so let's see what the difference is compared to 50/50 CLR or just straight up CLR. Let's see if this like bubbles more. I definitely see some more bubbling. So let's leave these and a few of the others in here for, I don't know, we'll just keep them in here until all that stuff's gone. Okay, I added the ones that I thought maybe had some more calcite on them. I added that big one back in there just to kind of raise the level up so that that one will get it all covered. Yeah, so we'll set this aside and let's move on to the Iron Out. Okay, here are our contenders for the Iron Out. Got a geode, that's what the back looks like. Now this one, I'm really excited. I really hope that the Iron Out just makes that beautiful. This is a chert with host rock, and then just a couple other random ones. And then of course some more sunstones and our beautiful agates. Now I've heard that ironstone works really well on agate. Ooh, look at that one, wow. Really well on agates, so I'm really excited to see. I hope that it just makes these shine and sparkle. Okay, so looking at the back of this, I see that you really do not need a lot when you're cleaning with it. So I think I'm just gonna fill this with water and then add, I don't know, just a little bit of this and then mix it around until it's dissolved, and then we'll add our rocks. Look at that. Started like fizzing when I added the water. Okay, so here's how we're looking. I did not expect that to start fizzing. Hopefully the chemical reaction that just happened wasn't necessary for our rocks, but I don't know. I just added some, and now we're gonna add our rocks. I wonder if it's gonna do anything to them, like as we put them in. I don't know. I'm like a little bit nervous about the geode. I hope it doesn't like ruin it. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. I'm testing it out for science. This is the one I'm really excited about. Anything? Any reaction? Oh, a couple bubbles maybe. Oh, maybe something's happening. And a sprinkle of our sunstone in there onto the agates. I really liked the like fizzing action of the CLR. I'm kind of bummed that there's nothing going on right now. Oh, hey little guy. I would not go in there. If I were you, that would not be pleasant. Okay, so let's add the rest of these. Okay, this one I am really excited for because I've seen Iron Out work really well on this type of staining, the iron staining. Let's see, is it gonna do anything? Oh, we got a little bit of bubbling on the back of it. Oh, and a little on the front. Okay. Well, I think we're gonna let this sit for a few hours. So let's move on to the muric acid and then we'll check these out in a few hours. Okay, don't be mad at me. I don't want to do it. I don't want to soak them in the muric acid. I watched a couple videos on it and it's terrifying. Dustin Knows Rocks. I watched that video and I'll link it below. It scared me a little bit, to be honest. Its reaction is cool, but not for me, okay? So I think I'm gonna skip it this time around. If you really truly want to see some rocks soaked in muric acid, maybe I'll get the courage in another video, but if anybody wants like a good old gallon of it, just let me know because I don't think I'm ever gonna use it, okay? So I think what we're gonna do instead is I'm gonna take the remaining rocks that we have, soak them in the CLR, and then once all the bubbling stops, we will put them in Iron Out and then see what we get with like both. I mean, I'll clean them off first, obviously, because I don't want some sort of weird chemical reaction, but let's do it that way because I feel like that's gonna give us a really good result. So here are the rest of these rocks. This one I tried to clean in citric acid, but I think I used way too much citric acid and like, it got all stuck up in here and I have no idea what this thing is. It feels really weird and it's like, you can see light through it. I have no idea what that is. So if anybody knows in the comments, please tell me because I am very curious. Also, there are some that I found, like this one that I think is so cool. It's got that like chalcedony agate band right there, but this side has concrete on it. Isn't that annoying? So I want to see if maybe the calcite stuff can get this off, the CLR, or if the Iron Out. Honestly, you're probably like, hey, the muric acid literally says etches concrete. I bet that would work. But okay, I'm not doing it. Anyways, we're gonna add some more of these sunstones, and I think I'm just gonna put the rest in there. Ooh, that was dirty. And I really want to put all of these agates in here, but I feel like it's gonna get this too full. So maybe we'll just, I don't know, kind of line the rest with agates on the bottom so that they do kind of still have their own space to be cleaned. Okay, I feel like that looks pretty good. I'm gonna pour the rest of this in here and the stuff we have sitting off to the side in here, and we'll let them soak. I'm gonna let this sit until I don't notice any more bubbling. Oh, look at, there's a bunch going on right there. Oh, it's so cool. I love the like little flaky bits that come up. It might be 15 minutes, it might be an hour. I'll let you know in like 1 second for you. So it's been about 45 minutes and they are all looking pretty good except for this one. I can't tell if it's just eating away at it at this point or what's happening. Does it look smaller? I don't know. So I think we're just gonna move on. Maybe I'll keep this one in, but I mean, it's just like going to town on it. But let's move these on, rinse them off, and put them in some Iron Out. Okay, well, our water does not look very lime green anymore. It definitely looks a lot more murky. And I set this one out and it stopped fizzing, so I think it was actually just eating away the rock. Whoopsies. Still looks pretty good though, I'd say. So we will rinse it off and not let it eat any more of that away. But I'm excited. Let's see how these did. Okay, these are looking so good. Oh man, I know some of it is because they're wet, but I don't know. I think, oh, look at that cool agate. All right, so far so good. Now I'm excited that we can soak these in some Iron Out. I think things like that is gonna get a lot cleaner looking, a lot more white. And I'm hoping that this kind of stuff kind of comes off in that Iron Out as well. These little sunstones did pretty good as well. They're so pretty. I just really want to make sure I get all that dirt out of there. So hopefully that Iron Out will help with that as well. This is looking pretty good. It didn't get that rusty color off, so maybe that's just what the crystals look like. I'm not sure, but we'll see if Iron Out changes that one as well. I think with this leftover CLR, I'm gonna take the rest of my agates and dump them right in there. Hopefully it'll be enough to cover them because that worked really well. So if there's any sort of calcium lime rust on these, hopefully it'll get that off as well. All right, we have our rocks in a new container now. I put some water in here and now we will add our Iron Out. I did decide to not put this one in Iron Out. I think it's a pretty sensitive rock. I really don't know what this is, so please help me if anyone knows. It is super just unique. This time around I did not put the Iron Out in first, so not for any particular reason, just because I forgot. So I think we're just gonna sprinkle some on top. I'm gonna try to do like teaspoon, tablespoon, maybe a tablespoon we'll go with. Oh gosh, was that a tablespoon? I have no idea. It's already fizzing. Let's mix it all up. All right, and now we wait. Also checking out these guys. They are already doing so good. Look at that color difference in there. I'm so excited. And this one was so orange. And do you see that? It's like almost completely gone. All right, it is the next day and we had some pretty significant rain last night. So I'm a little concerned about our rocks since we did leave them outside, that the solution kind of got watered down. So let's check on them and see how they're doing. And if they're not the way that we like them, I might do some more Iron Out, I don't know, for another few hours. I did get a chance to kind of tuck them away from the rain after they've probably been rained in. That does look like it is a little fuller than we last left them. But ooh, I'm seeing some improvements in there. Let's take a look. Okay, well, if you can't tell, it did rain again, so got like some kind of stuff on our towel, but these should be all dry now. So let's take a look at what they look like after the CLR and the Iron Out. So I did go ahead and put the just CLR rocks in with the Iron Out. And one thing that I noticed, especially on this rock, is that banding is a lot more white than what it originally started like. I honestly feel like I don't see too much of a difference with this rock. It looks pretty similar. One thing that I was pleasantly surprised about is agates like this that had the limonite staining on it. The Iron Out and the CLR did not take any of that off. So I am really glad about that part for sure. And as agates are dry, they're not really gonna look quite as beautiful as when they're wet. So we will put some mineral oil on our rocks. Now this will last for, I don't know, I honestly think it lasts a pretty decent amount of time, but it will not last forever, but it does make them look so much better. One thing I was a little bit more disappointed about is like the actual dirt really didn't seem to be that affected by either of our cleaning methods, and it's still pretty dirty, especially in those really little pits there. So that was a bit disappointing, but let's move on to our just Iron Out rocks. Okay, this geode is stunning. I was blown away. Also really surprised that this back is like green. Now this one here, I was honestly hoping for a bit better of a result. I think it definitely did work in just the Iron Out, but I feel like maybe this stuff is more kind of calcium type. So I'm gonna buy some more CLR and put it in there and see if it bubbles. But it didn't do a too terrible of job, I would say. And here's the result of the just Iron Out on our sunstones. Honestly, it did not work well. I was expecting a lot better of a result. So here's a couple that had just the CLR. And as you can see, it is not nearly as coated in like that calcite or that white kind of powdery stuff that was on the other ones. And here are the ones that we did both Iron Out and CLR. And I honestly think it did a pretty decent job, especially on some of these crystals that were really quite a mess before we started. I was hoping that this kind of yellow tint was going to come off of our milky quartz here, but as you can see, it didn't really change all that much, to be honest. And this guy, I think it does look better, but not perfect. I don't know if any method is really gonna make these rocks perfect. Here's this one all dry. Like I said, it's a super weird texture. It like sticks to your fingers almost. I honestly think it did a great job getting out the citric acid that was stuck in all there. Okay, now this one, the difference is actually insane. This literally looks like a completely different rock compared to what we started with. You guys, I just found this one. Remember this? With the super cool little band of agate, but it had concrete on the back. Are you ready for this? Ready? It is completely gone. What? And then some of our agates I think turned out pretty good too. But as you can tell, they do need some moisture, especially all of our agates here. So let's get some mineral oil on them and then you'll see the difference compared to kind of this dry look and adding the oil. What I do is I usually kind of coat the agate, rub it around in my fingers, and then dry it off with a microfiber paper towel because that will help to kind of eliminate the oiliness on it but still keep it nice and shiny. So now we'll take our towel and kind of dry it off and just look at that difference. Oh, isn't that cool? Oh, look at that. Now, obviously, there's a bit too much mineral oil on them right now, but oh, they are so pretty. Oh, look at that one. So I'm gonna get these wiped off now, but I just had to show you how beautiful they look with the oil on them. Oh, and just so you know, these will all be available on my Etsy. I've decided that I have so many agates, and I think you guys deserve some of these. So I'm gonna put them over on there if you're interested. So overall, I think this experiment turned out okay. Some rocks turned out great, while others left a bit to be desired. But I think that the type of cleaning that you're gonna get is gonna depend on what you really need from the rocks. If they have a lot of iron, then Iron Out's gonna work the best for you. But if they have a lot of calcium, then CLR is probably your best bet. And I think that's one thing that's really difficult with rock hounding, especially if you're a beginner, because you don't really always know what your rocks are going to need. But I just think it's important to experiment with your rocks so that you can slowly develop develop the methods you want to use and find out what works best for you. And a big shout out to the members over on my Patreon. We do rock giveaways every single month, and rock VIPs also get a rock from me every single month as well. And I think I only have 1 or 2 spots available left with my rock VIPs. So if you are interested and want to be a member of my Patreon, head on over there and check it out. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you liked this video, and if you did, make sure you give it a big old thumbs up. And if you're new here, I would love it if you subscribe to this channel. I love making videos like this, and it's supporters like you that help me do exactly that. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!